Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I believe I've got the technical difficulties from Thursday night all figured out. We needed a system upgrade, not surprisingly. So anyway, hello Judy. Very nice to see you popping on. Thank you. You were probably waiting for me. And hello to everyone who's going to join either live or on replay. I am Lisa Harden. I'm coming to you live from the Stamping Zoo in a beautiful fall day in Boise, Idaho. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and one of the things that means is that I sell all the products we're going to be using today. I'm going to tell you how to get them at a tremendous discount and add a bunch of fun to your shopping kit or your shopping cart at the same time. Okay, that's coming up. But I will tell you that we are going to make some cards featuring joyful tidings today. I know you can't really see it there, but once I point you down, it will be a lot better. And yes, the down camera is working. So last time when I left you quite quickly on Thursday night, sure enough, later Thursday night, the software I use prompted me for an update. And wouldn't you know it, the exact thing that was happening was listed as a reason for the update. So sometimes it works out. I mean, it was a funky live, but don't worry because since we stopped so quickly, I am going to show you the projects that we worked on Thursday night, as well as the project that you can get an exclusive video for simply by joining my email list. I have held that up until I will be sending it out once I finish this video. So Sunday, October 12th, probably about 5:30 or 6, it's going to go out. I just wanted to give you one last chance to, again, use the link below or above, depending on where you are, to sign up to receive the emails. Look, we have a little embellishment started to take off. Okay, you get back there, mister. Well, it's probably at the top. Anyway, you will receive an email. If you're already getting my emails, you already know. I try to make them as colorful and informative, even funny sometimes, as possible, but that is where you get all the news for all the Stamping Zoo events, classes, specials, free with purchase things, as well as, of course, all the Stampin' Up! News. So the exclusive video will be to make this cute little box. The box directions do come from Angie Judah. Chicken Scratch is her business name. And I put 2 of these Reese's Take 5 in there for right now because I couldn't find the Christmas candy yet. Shocking. It's October 12th. But don't worry because something larger can definitely fit in there. A gift card with like a Russell Stover's, whatever the marshmallow event will be. Okay, so just know that this is a cute, sturdy little box, and you can make your own simply by getting the video that I'm going to send out tonight. So be watching for that. If you think you're already signed up for my emails and you don't receive that later tonight, please send me a message because we want to make sure that if you think you're signed up, that you're signed up. Yes, we played with this value of a kit. The Nutcracker Tags kit, as designed, makes a dozen of these tags, and they have 2 layers, 2 layering pieces for every one. You can write on the back there, but they are so much more than a tags kit. As beautiful as the tags are. If you need 12 tags, this is the way to do it. 12 tags for $14. You're not going to find that. But you can also just make beautiful little cards with them. Aren't they gorgeous? And then this paired with a little gift with the tag. I mean, come on. You are going to be voted the Martha Stewart of your little group. And this is one that I didn't get to make with you again because the camera was all loosey-goosey. But I just did an offset gatefold there. Used the same pieces that we would have used to make the tag. And then the paper is from the Brights color pack. So that's it. Basic, but not basic, right? When you put all those pieces together, Look at that. Okay, so enough about the Nutcracker, but it's still available. And again, $14 for the kit. The kit comes in one of our boxes. Looks just like this, all put together for you. There are instructions in here. There's a video you can watch. You can watch my video from Thursday night where I put them together. So you have lots of resources. Okay. Now, the other thing that I want to make sure to tell you is we also talked on Thursday about the new packaging. Well, I already, let's see. Yeah, Sherry Stokovich. She is another demonstrator. And she posted a video and showed a really cool way to make these a little more, what do I want to say, user-friendly. Okay, so I'm going to show you right now, and then we're going to make one. We're going to do the stamp set for the Valentine Kisses. Both of these are bundles, and they are they were in the new pre-order for demonstrators that went live a few days ago, I think the 3rd. And customers cannot order these until November unless you put them in a starter kit. Okay, so again, I'm talking about the starter kit again. The starter kit has $90 of free product in it this month. So that is a lot of product. However you slice it and dice it, whether you want card stock, adhesives, stamp sets. If you've been on my team, feel free to join again. I would love to have you back. You already know how it works. And so you know that you can come in and out of my team. And when you leave my team, of course, I don't want you to leave, but you just come back to me as a customer. Okay. So if you do need to leave for some reason, but while you're there, you get all of my online content for free. Okay, not the product, but all of the online videos, PDF tutorials for everything I do. You get that for free. Okay, so, and that's just one of the things that we do to celebrate team members at the Zoo Crew. Okay, so here is Sherry's, again, giving credit where credit is due. This is Sherry Stokovich. Her idea for keeping these really orderly is this. I'll show you one that's finished. Look at that. Look at that. So cool. So the idea is that you take the stamp off, right? And ink it and use it. And then when you're finished, clean it, okay? Put it face down where it belongs there. And then when you close it, it's going to end up right back where it was in the order of things, okay? And then unlike the current kits, let's see if this one's has it. No, it's not. Anyway, unlike the current photopolymer kits, these sentiments you can read because they're not backwards. Look at that. This is so handy. Okay, so, and it's very quick and requires very little extra supplies. You need your tear and tape and you need some ink. I used gray granite and I will probably continue to use gray granite, but whatever works for you. Okay, so let's open this one. First of all, it's super cute. This has 17 stamps and 16 coordinating dies, coordinating and complementary dies. It makes a kissing booth. Okay, so it can be used for Valentine's, obviously, but it can be used for anything when you're sending a card full of love. All right, so let's take a look at this. This is how, in November, the new photopolymer stamps will be rolled out with this packaging. This will eventually replace the this packaging. Okay, it's a lot thicker, shorter and thicker. This is gonna be longer and thinner. And I do believe it definitely takes up a lot less room. Okay, you can store the dies and stamps together if you would like. I am not going to initially. I'm going to still store these on magnetic sheets. I feel like I'm just used to that in my mind, and I need to see the visual. Uh-oh, I took off the thin plastic for this. Well, let's see. Do I have something I can use? Why did I do that? There should be a thin piece of plastic on the top of it. And then, here, look, we have this. Okay, I'm going to cut some. I'm going to cut it right now. So if you're like me, it's 4 by 5. easy. All right, so I'm going to take, this tutorial is going to do double duty, isn't it? Because if you are retrofitting sets that you may already have in your stash, you may need some extra thin paper. I'll just use one of the packages that houses our DSP, and you should do okay. 4, it's going to be kind of weird, by 5. I know this is on the fly. Okay, I'm just cutting this up 4 by 5. Talk about recycle, reduce, reuse, right? We are recycle, reducing, reusing. So we have a little thin piece, and that's just, again, it's a from the North Pole delivery paper. And I just need one little piece of it, so I'm going to slice it with my snips. Too funny. You do not need to do this extra step if you leave your stamps alone once you get them, okay? For years, I've been throwing that little thin plastic piece off the top away. And so it makes sense that when I looked at this, I just automatically grabbed it and tossed it. Okay, but we want one that's just kind of pliable and easy peasy. Okay, so let's pretend that this was the top sheet, okay, that came on the stamps. You're going to peel that off. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my photopolymer eraser, or it's called high polymer. I'm sorry, high polymer eraser. This is not from Stampin' Up. This is from Amazon. You may use sanding block, but we've talked about this for years. All of these photopolymer stamps need to be roughed up a little bit for their first use, and you can do that a number of different ways. I like this way. So before I even remove them from the block or from the piece of acetate that they're on, see how little bits of that eraser are coming off. That is to, again, remove the film that is just, it just occurs during the manufacturing process. Okay, and helps you to get a much better image out of the gate. Okay, so once I've done that, then I'm going to take this one and I am going to bring in my tear and tape. Okay, and if you use our kits, you have a lot of tear and tape, probably extra tear and tape, because lots of times there are mini rolls of tear and tape in the kits. Okay, so let me bring this back over, and I'm going to put 2 or 3 strips on it because I don't want it coming loose over time. And again, I have so much tear and tape from the kits that I don't feel like I really have to purchase any new tear and tape, but we do sell it. And it's extra strength tape. It looks like this. A roll is very large. Like this is a roll that I would have purchased. So then let's put 3 strips here. Okay. Bring in your, take your pick tool. Hello, Corinne. And Ethel and Heather. Hi, ladies. Mary Ellen. Going over to YouTube. Okay. Facebook might be not playing nicely, but that's all right. I appreciate that you're here, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. Okay, then this guy, then finally this guy. Ah, somebody gave me an angry face. What's that about? Come on now. Come on now. I just barely got started. Maybe you were experiencing, or you were talking about your displeasure with something else. Okay, so I'm gonna put these face down, and then bring this over. Bring the back over because I want the stamps to be positioned on the back of the paper. Okay, and then it really sticks over there. Now I'm going to take my gray granite. Where's that one? again, you can use whatever you want. This is really slick, so it may slip and slide a little bit. As you saw, there was a little bit, the images that I stamped in my first stamp set, they weren't perfect. It doesn't really matter, okay? It does not matter. If you want to be really precise with it, you can bring in the brayer if you want. I'm just going to use my hand because we're just, you know, working this way. And I'm going to pick it up. And there's all the images. Yeah, see a little bit of ghosting. It's okay. It's okay. And I'm going to let that kind of just sit there for a few seconds. And because, again, it's slick paper. It's not meant to stamp on. And so we're going to give it a few seconds to dry. And while we do that, we'll clean up. Over here, again, I haven't removed any of the stamps because they fit very nicely onto the acetate like this. And so that's going to help me to keep them in order. It's also going to help me to know easily if something's missing because I have this stamped inside. Yeah. Oh, nice. I'm on the big screen. Okay, that's another good point about YouTube is you can transfer it to your TV. Oh my gosh. Hello. Okay. And then this is still not completely dry. I can see it shimmering. And so why don't I just give it a light number 1, okay, a heat with number 1. I'm just going to number 1. Again, this is overkill because we are here together and I don't want you to sit and watch paint dry. Oh my gosh, look at the XO. It's so tiny, but so cute. It's going to go on that sign. And so are a couple of the other sentiments. So I can see this ink drying. Ooh, it's super exciting. And it should be pretty good. Okay, it should be pretty good there. And so then when I bring in this made up piece, right, I am going to also put tear and tape on this side. I know that's hard to see because it's clear, right? That's the point. And then I will put, whoops, extra pieces are grabbing me. Stop that, y'all. Okay. We'll do this. Then I have that little extra piece. We'll just put that in the middle. And then I'll bring another one in. Okay. And then, again, take the backing paper off. You know, sometimes I use the tear and tape as one-sided tape and I don't take the backing paper off. So it does come in handy for lots of uses. Sometimes if I have a lot of fibers, you know, ribbon or something that's really thick and I want to hold it in place on the back side of an element, then I use the tear and tape as one-sided tape to do that. Okay, see it? And then I'm going to place this over the images. Okay, and if you use the acetate that comes on the stamp set, it won't look all ripply like that. It'll actually be clear like my initial stamp. And then once you put them away, same thing, right? So again, pretend you use the stamp, then you clean it, and then just put it face down, okay, right where it was, giving you a big smooch. And then if you just close this from the back to the front, then when you open it up again, it'll just be where it's supposed to be. What about that? Thank you to Sherry for that great tip. I love it because I wasn't quite sure how I was going to work all that out. And before I even thought about it, she had it done. Is the inside of the paper plastic coated? No, but it's slick. It's not plastic. It's slick. I don't know. It's kind of like with our food safe products. It feels like that kind of. There's some sort of a it might be plastic essentially, but it doesn't peel off or anything. It's not like thick, Corinne. So that is how I will be doing my stamp sets. And then, as I said, for these, this is the die set. I love the graphic that we have. It's perfectly fine if you want to keep your dies in this envelope. I'll be taking these out and putting them on a magnet because it's how I operate. It's a lot easier for me to just have them in the envelope sleeves. It also helps me to go through them quickly and actually see all the little pieces and the size of them, and then I can decide if I want to mix and match dies. So yeah, thanks, Sue. It's glossy paper. Okay, it's a glossy finish. So anyway, that's a little tip for you and tip for me as well. I'm definitely doing that from now on. I think it'll be perfect. And it doesn't take, as I said, I already have the supplies. Now, beginning in November, or again, if you're a demonstrator, you can order extra envelopes, blank envelopes. If you would like to take stamps like this and transfer them over to that type of thin packaging and make everything you have uniform, you can do that, okay? I'm just saying this off the cuff. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's like $16 for 10 envelopes. It might be $10 for 16 envelopes now that I say that, right? But it's in that price range. Okay, so we're going to use Joyful Tidings. And guess what? Because I took a nap with the dogs right before I came live, we're going to make these from scratch, almost from scratch. Okay? Hey, you know, when Cassie was falling asleep with me on the, he was falling asleep on my leg when I was sitting on the couch. And I was like, oh, you know what sounds really good? It's laying in the dark in the bed. And so we did. I talked them into it. I was like, who wants to go in the big bed? And they were on the way. Okay, so here's all I've done. We have a piece of crumb cake base for the card. And then this is our beautiful paper. What is it? Woven Textures? I believe so. Yes, it's called Woven Textures. Here's its item code 165560. It is in stock. And I cut it with the perennial postage dies. Then I took some back on the scene vellum. This is thicker than it was before. Very cool. I think we're going to put this in here. We're going to have the option, okay? And I cut that by 3 3/4 by 3.5 by 4 3/4. Fits really nicely inside the largest shaped die. But what I want to focus on is the coloring of this beautiful wreath with the, I'm going to say orange slices. And isn't that cool? And this is quite large. It is just over 3, probably 3 by 3 square. Okay. Then you have all of these cool sentiments that can fit inside the partial wreath. Believe, peace, hope, and joy, Noel, tidings of joy this Christmas season, and may the wonder and magic of Christmas fill you with delight. This is a red rubber stamp. It's one of the last red rubber stamps that the company is going to produce. We are going to 100% photopolymer. Okay, they both have their pluses and minuses, and I am sure that I won't really miss the red rubber, even though it has been my preferred choice of medium. I feel like it picks up the ink really evenly. It's also used for more detailed designs historically. But there's so many benefits with photopolymer for two-step stamping, for the distinctive process that Stampin' Up! Uses, and the ease of getting the materials. That's the big reason, okay, why the company is doing away with the red rubber. So we want to keep our stamps coming. We want new stamps all the time, don't we? Okay, I need to open this up because it is a beautiful Boise, Idaho day. But for the fall, it means like it's dark and rainy, and then it pops up and it's sunny and nice all of a sudden. Okay, so let me grab the rest of this. Now this stamp set does not have dies. So you either stamp directly onto whatever, or you fussy cut it. We could use a partial image, which I'm kind of liking. So I'm just kind of checking it out here. And let's just try it, shall we? What's the worst that can happen? So who has joyful tidings or are thinking about it? It's in the mini catalog. Okay, so you can find it in there, and it's just as I said, it's a standalone stamp set. It's probably $21. Again, just kind of going from memory, which is not really the best thing to do, Harden. I'm not sure, but we're going to go from memory anyway. Let's see what this looks like when we stamp it on here in early espresso. Let's do pecan pie. I think it's too much of a jump. Let's do pecan pie. There are a lot of images here that are going to be fully colored by the ink, and so I don't want it to come off too dark. Okay, we're just going to give it a go. Maybe put those orange slices more like facing and down in the bottom. Ooh, that's so pretty. Look at that. So then we've got this partial that I'm really kind of liking, and we can put some ribbon around this. And so let's try that, shall we? Now I am using my glass mat extraordinaire, and you too can purchase the glass mat or put it into that starter kit. Get it for free. It comes with different tools, and I've been using it since we purchased it. We could purchase it in pre-order. It's really like, for me, it's the perfect backdrop for my stamping, and it really helps when you're using photopolymer stamps. So again, as we move to all photopolymer stamps, keep that in mind. Okay, I need to turn around here and look at our ribbons before I start to color. Of course, we're going to want, I think, we could use Timid Tiger. That's not going to be very Christmassy though. But we have Garden Green, but it's huge. I mean, it's thick. It's 7/8 of an inch, wherever that went. So I'm not going to use that. Garden Green. I meant Shaded Spruce. Sorry, y'all. And let's see. I've got Old Olive and Gold. Ooh. Hello, sir. That looks gorgeous. I think we're going to use that. Focus in. This is, oh, sorry, it's Mossy Meadow Gold. I'm getting all sorts of things wrong today. It's because I just got up. I'm going to blame it on that anyway. Oh, you could also put it, we could also put it this way. No, I think I like this one upright. Okay, let's do a little coloring. Now I'm going to use the blends, and these are awfully small. So let's see what we do. We will also bring in some Stella. Let me bring in, if you hold these up to the light, you can see. You can also feel which one's heavier. I know, it sounds like you wouldn't be able to. Hello, Trish. Hi, Holly. And Donna. Hello. So let's color those little orange slices first. And remember, you're coloring on crumb cake. So everything's going to need to be a little bit darker. I'm going to grab pumpkin pie, dark. And this is where, in the olden days, I would actually use the Stampin' Right markers. But, I mean, they are available. They're on the last chance list. So let's see what damage I can do with the blends. Yeah. No, that's not going to look good. That's not going to look good. I can't see it. Cannot see the colors. How about vanilla? Let's try some vanilla. It's not so stark. Yeah, we can work with the vanilla. Okay. Hey, at least I know. At least I know now. All right. Bring a little vanilla in. I was thinking that these would, both of these cards, if we get to 2 cards, they'll be kind of more natural. And it's nice to have a variety. And you know me, I lean towards bright, non-traditional Christmas colors. So I like to have a little bit of everything in my stash. And so I thought, let's make these, let's lean towards more natural colors. And we shall. Okay. Again, the pecan pie. So how's everyone been doing? Well, I'm just stamping away here. Let me know in the comments. Have you had a nice weekend? It's mostly been Tango and Cash and I this weekend. I kind of like that. I did go to my friend Katie's on Friday night. I hustled up after work and made soup and took that over to her. She is still recuperating. And then we worked on her dumb puzzle until, I don't know, I think I left her house at 11:15. And then she said she stayed up until 2 to work on it. I bet she finished it today. It's this insane puzzle of cats in sweaters. It's a 1,000-piece puzzle, and as you can imagine, we won't be doing that again. Someone sent it to her, and I was like, oh, how hard can this be? It's difficult. Trust me, it's so difficult. Okay, that already looks better. Let's try it again, shall we? Let's use dark peach pie in the middle with, I pulled the light pumpkin pie for the, rind. Do you have any more? No, I think that's it. Is this the light or it's the dark? But we're not coloring on crumb cake anymore. So let's take a look here. And let me see if I can stay within the lines. These are fine lined, and yes, the colors do bleed a little bit because they're blends. They're supposed to. And Corinne did some cleaning. Oh, now you're folding clothes. I need to do some laundry right after this too, Corinne. So you're in good company. And I'm going to white tornado the house. That's what my the friend I went over to see, that's what he calls it when he does a quick clean of the house. And so I need to white tornado the house tonight, and then it'll be ready because I deep cleaned it last weekend. Yes, I did. Well, okay. There's always stuff to do, right? Okay, this is quite pretty. Quite pretty. I'm kind of dotting the color on like that, not always pulling it straight down. And then let's grab the pecan, or you could use bronze for the pine cones. Where's my pecan? Where is it? Sometimes they're just sitting right in front of you, right? Let me put these back and maybe I'll see it. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, and of course I've been listening to Taylor Swift, which is like a total earworm. I just started to start hum one of her songs, right? And so anyway, if you've been listening to it, it's probably making you really happy because it's a very happy, soundtrack. I almost called it a record. That's not it. Release. I think the kids just say release now. Okay. And so, I think I'm going to make these bronze, which is not a huge difference, but it's a little bit of a difference. Yeah, it's just a little bit lighter. And yes, I like that. So this is very pretty. For who would I send this to? I could totally see this being a man card right off the bat. And or maybe someone, if I don't know that they like quirky, if I know they like traditional, then I might be inclined to send them this kind of a card. It's no less nice, it's just a different style. Okay, and then I want some green in there, and I am going to use Old Olive. Mossy is so dark, and this is Mossy with gold. It was, there we go, it was from the Pears collection, so you can actually kind of use it either way. See? And so, well, hello, Christy. Very nice to see you. I love seeing your smiling face. So I'm going to put a little bit of Old Olive in here just to see how it goes. And I'm really just not necessarily coloring all these pieces right, because if I lay this, the point of this marker down and really get after it, it's going to be bleeding Old Olive. So as you can see there, I'm coming in, there's still white left on the wreath, but that's okay. You know, really talented people do leave some white on their images. Not that I'm putting myself in that category. I just mean it's a nice reminder that sometimes you need to leave some white, again, for interest. And since we kind of have to, so I'm just coming from the outside of the needles and moving in towards the center. And that seems to be quite easy. You could even use one of your blends for this that's going dry, I can tell. That might be good, actually. You have a lot of control on it. And there we go. Super cool. And then let me bring in Stella. You could do it on a number of different things, but I am just going to bring it in and put it on various little spots. I don't want it to be big shimmers. I just want it to catch the light a little bit. So if you really want to draw that out a little bit more, of course you could put it on the oranges or the pine cones. But again, I'm just going to kind of layer it in with the needles. And so really quickly, we have this. Oh, I like it. Hope you do too. Gives you some ideas. Maybe you want to use different colors. It's your card. You can do what you want. Okay, and then I do have this big piece of vellum, or I have this. See, that's why we use vellum, because it does kind of mute a busy background. Yeah, I think I like it because we have it now, so we're going to use it. Oh, and then I also need to choose, let's see, which little sentiment would we like? We're going to work this into the design. I always love a nice believe stamp. That's kind of pretty. And we could put it on Old Olive with Mossy Meadow. I kind of like how it's longer. Comes right out of the wreath. I talked myself into it. How about that? Dang, you're going to have to get this stamp set now. Trish, but you have that demonstrator discount, so next to nothing. It's really handy, and it will definitely mix and match with lots of different things. Even if you, let's say you don't like the wreath, why would you? Why would you say that? But look at all the cool sentiments. So it's kind of, it's one that I bet you're going to pull a lot because it's just kind of handy. All right, I just want a little bit of Old Olive. So it's quite a mixture for me. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if it's going to turn out, but we're playing right now. Sometimes we have to play. Most of the time I have the idea for you, right? But sometimes we just have to kind of play with this, see where it goes. Let's start with 3/4 of an inch. I don't know. Yeah, let's just try that. Oh, I have something else. But I have something, that new bundle, but the punches are only 1/2 inch. Where is that kooky thing? What did I do with it? I know I had it out to show you. It goes with these sentiments. It's the banner punch that goes with those banner sentiments. They're only a 1/2 inch though. Let's see how this thing stamps out. I think it's larger than that. And let's get some Mossy Meadow. Kind of harken back to our ribbon. Okay. If we have a bunch of extra space, then I don't really think so. Okay, stamped. I used an even pressure there, and the E came off. Kind of funky. There, that's better. Okay, I'm going to bring up both, you can see. So light, even pressure on a very thin lined stamp like this. This I pressed too hard and probably pressed on the end. So that's typical for me. Hello, Jenny. I'm so glad to see you. How are you today, my friend? Ta-da! I hope you say you're fantastic. I hope you say, you know, I've got some struggles, but I'm moving on. Right? Okay. So let's see what we got here. Oh, that's going to be quite pretty. You can't see that. I panned in too much, didn't I? Okay. My vellum has been standing upright. That's not how it was sent to me. I just haven't packaged it yet. And so it's a little wonky, but I also have this dark pine cone that I'm not in love with over there. It may end up being an embellishment. So on that note, let me grab those. We've got those low profile dots that coordinate with the pears, and they come to mind because if they coordinate with the pears, then they coordinate with this ribbon because it's all in the same suite. So that's how we kind of talk about our products in Stampin' Up, right? Is a suite is a grouping of products that Stampin' Up has chose to put together that work together very well. No, not those. And within that, you can pick and choose all separate pieces, or you can buy everything with one item number if everything's in stock. Here they are, low profile sparkle dots. And the paper coordinates with the stamps, coordinates with the embellishments, etc. And all of the colors work within Stampin' Up's color family of 50 different colors. So it's not going to be difficult. You easily know how to just get started on your project and how to mix and match colors. Okay, so I do like this. This is an interesting little setup, and I'm wondering how I'm going to run my ribbon as I'm looking at this. You know what? I think we are going to turn it, and then I'm going to tie my bow right over here, right over that ugly pine cone. Less desirable pine cone. I don't let my students say ugly, so I will, you know, I'll make myself say less desirable. We're going to use it as an opportunity. See, the format is probably going to be better. Landscape. So I'm just going to dry fit this right now. Before I know where all of these things end up, I'm not going to start adhering the vellum because I need to be tricky about that, don't I? Okay, there's that. Then I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. Thank you for sharing, Jenny. Jenny reminds me to remind you that if you're enjoying this video, come on, give it a like, give it a share. Follow me, subscribe to my channel. All these things are free to you, but means so much to me and to the Stamping Zoo. I do run this as a business, and so I need that support to get the word of the Stamping Zoo out and about on the net. Okay, I'm just one tiny demonstrator out here in a huge sea of cloud of data, right? And so I need your help. And it really does help when you share. The more you share, the more views this video gets. So it's been really fun that way. And let's see here. How am I going to do this so that I don't run it over the picture? I don't think I am. It's going to run over the picture. Oh, okay, that'll look okay. All right, now that I have that stuff positioned, I know I can put adhesive back behind the vanilla die cut. And I will put another one over here. I'll just position a glue dot underneath one of these dots once we get those positioned where we want them. Okay, so now I really think I'm going to go ahead and use the more mossy side of this. They're both stunning. There's no wrong answer, right? So I'm going to wrap it right around here. It comes right in. I'm going to have it come right in underneath the sentiment. See how we put this up on dimensionals. So it'll go right in there, and then it's going to go right over that pine cone that I feel is too dark. And I can tell already I'm going to need a little more. You know I'm not stingy with my ribbon and the tails. If I was always running out of ribbon, I might be more stingy, but I'm not, because there's 10 yards of ribbon on this stuff. And so, hello, Lisa Teagan. Lisa Teagan, did you just sign up for Bon Appetit? I believe you did. And I want to tell you, friend, thank you. I was so happy to see you sign up. And even though I just sent those out a couple of days ago, I am going to make one for you tonight and get it out in the mail, because I don't want you to wait a whole month to start your subscription. So if that wasn't you, no, I think it was you. I think I remember the name. So, okay, back to the card. Going to use that ugly pine cone as my bow tying spot. Perfecto. Now this, again, like I've got the loops kind of facing the gold side. Let's see, if you want the loops to be the same, you do have to twist. You have to have the middle be the different color. Does that make sense? Let me show you. Let me show you. Sometimes the ribbon's two-sided, right? And then it doesn't matter. This ribbon is essentially one-sided, or one side's really gold and one side's really green. So if I'm going to have the loops be gold, one way to do it is to go ahead and make one loop gold, wrap it around, and you're going to be wrapping it around with the side that's more green, so that when you push back out, both of the loops are now gold. Okay, do you see that? See that? Now, unless you mess around with the tails, one tail is going to be one way and one tail is going to be the other way. But it doesn't catch the light as much as the loops. So let me come back over in here. I may have to undo that now that I just need to tie it and not try to instruct. And I do want it a little bit smaller. Okay. I mean, I like a big bow, but I don't want it to completely overtake. You're so welcome. It was you. Yes, I'm excited to get that out for you. And so Bon Appetit is our monthly recipe card kit. It will come with all the pieces and parts to make the card as I design it, along with a PDF tutorial. And I show you options for this month. I did anyway. I put links for options of the different albums that I've found on Amazon that work really well. And the you print out or handwrite the recipe. So if you want to print them out, I put a picture for the Avery adhesive sheets that I use for that to run it through the printer. I'm messing with this over here because we've got the die, because of the die cut. Like it wants to go in between those little nodules, I don't know, postage stamp marks. And I really want it to run pretty vertically. If I want to mess with it and it's still not working, there, that seems good. But if I messed with it some more and it still wasn't working, I'll just bring in glue dots and move this bow around. Sometimes I do that before I take its picture. And this one is fighting with me, so I may want to do that. Let me try one more time. Here. You get in there. And don't fight me. Don't fight me now. It's not going to happen. Great. I should have left it alone, but I didn't. Okay, you need that third hand. You need that reverse tweezer to make this work. Oh my gosh. Oh, and the sad news this weekend, Diane Keaton passed away. I mean, come on. If you loved movies, you were familiar with her. And what a great actress. I hope it wasn't a painful passing, right? She really gave us some great, great movies and characters. Okay. Now the bow's going the way I want, but the loops are slightly sideways. It's all right. We're going to let that go. Okay, we're going to let that part go. And then I'm just going to bring this in. Now I've got it twisted. It's a mess, I tell you. But we can hide a lot with glue dots. Okay, so as I am towards the end of this sheet of dimensionals, yes, you can purchase these when you go onto the stampinzoo.com and hit that Shop Now tab. And again, that starter kit deal is killer. $90 of free product. This is not what happened when I signed up, and I was perfectly happy with the deal that I got when I signed up. Because as I've told many times, there was not a special deal when I signed up. No demonstrator, there wasn't, all the demonstrator business that there is now. I signed up with somebody local, and I wanted product a month early. I saw something on Pinterest. I wish I could remember what it was. I saw something on Pinterest, and I thought, I would like to have that, and I don't want to wait. And that was as easy as it was. And then I was like, oh my goodness, this world has been waiting for me. I'd always been a Stampin' Up Stampin' Up customer for about 30 years. And but I did not know how fun it was to be a demonstrator and how much cheaper. I don't think about that. I just move forward. Christy's going to tell me something about the bows. Christy says she can never make a bow on the wrap. The struggle is real. Usually just wrap the ribbon, use tear and tape. Yeah, you do like a faux in 2 pieces, right? I know. Everything was telling me to do that, but okay, glue dot, we got it. And now we're going to finish this beautiful, it stayed pretty natural, right? I mean, it is me after all. So we're going to at least have some shimmer. And then we're going to use these Mossy Meadow dots. Those dots themselves will definitely go in the mail without extra postage, but this card will not because of the bow I tied. And I don't care. But just in case you do, like I wouldn't, you're going to save yourself a lot of money if you are making 50 of these cards and you don't put the bow on it. But just so you know, there's always a workaround. Okay, wherever I put where did I put the take your pick tool now? I keep wanting to grab, it's over on the right. That's weird. I'm left-handed. It's not supposed to be over there. Okay, so glue dot right there, okay? I'm going to flip this over so that I can see right there. I'm going to put it underneath the dot, and then what glue dot? Hey, this worked out cool. Now I am going to put an insert because no nakey inserts in here. I will use Very Vanilla, and I will use this die cut, but you don't need to see all that. I think this is cute. What a cool way to just incorporate a little bit of this 3x3 wreath. It's very cool, yes? Okay, I want to quickly emboss this for you because I think it's going to be quite stunning. And that is definitely a trick that you can use when you're making multiples because I think it takes less time than coloring, but it's very showy. So if you want to be showy, let's see, why don't we do it in, well, I mean, I love gold, but we can also do it in copper. No, I'm just going to stick with gold. Trying to think of the cards that we will end up using it on, okay? And we have so many papers right now that have some gold elements that, oh, perfect. Lisa says she went to a class that a friend was holding, went home and joined. It's as easy as that, isn't it? It's just as easy as that. It's as easy if you're enjoying me and like chatting with me and would like me to be your team leader. Oh gosh, I'd be so happy to do that. And so all you have to do is pop on over to the Stamping Zoo, hit the Join the Zoo Crew tab, and that is your beginning of being on my team and seeing what Stampin' Up! Has to offer you. And I will tell you, I do save a lot more money now than I did before, but guess what? That is not the best thing about Stampin' Up! It's all of this. I don't mean the demonstrating. You don't even have to do that. In fact, most people that sign up for the starter kit do not have any other customers besides themselves. That's fine. The culture is very accepting of that, and it's the majority of you. But the best thing is you, knowing you, okay? Crafting with you, meeting you at on-stage events, seeing you online, talking with you about stamping and about so much more. I mean, we've all talked, haven't we? Yes. We've all talked about a lot of things. And Stampin' Up and belonging to Stampin' Up is really just a springboard for all of that. And my gosh, my team, I just love my team. And it's so nice when we meet. We do meet, well, we have something scheduled once a month. It is either dinner, we do dinner quarterly, or just a meeting here at my house. Everything is via Zoom, and the dinner's not via Zoom. Sorry, Kim. But it doesn't mean you can't be in another city to join my team, okay? Because we do lots of things that are accessible wherever you are. But you come and go as you please. You join in the things or don't, as you please. Okay, I put this on 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. I'd probably end up trimming out that left-hand side just because of the way I cut it. But I want my embossing tweezers. These have ceramic tips, right? So they're not, the heat won't transfer. And they're much nicer than the tweezers that you see me use day in and day out to tie my bows. And these are fine for tying the bows, but I feel like those little cheapies, they grip a little bit tighter, but also I don't want to mess these up. So I keep them for embossing. And they come as part of the Embossing Editions kit, which is available online. So I'm just going to color this in gold. And of course you could fussy cut this out. This is also going to look really great on colored paper. I just wanted you to be able to see it basic here. All those details really pop out, don't they? Make sure everything's shiny. See how that piece down here is dull? It's not ready yet. So you want to turn it into shiny and then move along, okay? I give it a final once over and then I leave it alone. If you keep on it, you're going to burn the paper, scorch the paper, and then your embossing powder will turn dull, and then it's ruined, okay? So look at that. Pretty stunning, isn't it? Look at that. That's so cool. It's cooler than anything you're going to buy. Got news for you. You already knew that, though. You already knew that. Okay, I'm going to take a moment here, and I just have one graphic for you today because I didn't feel like, Sunday's easy. But This is the one that I've been telling you about. You get 2 choices. Both choice gives you $90 in free product. You can join my team or join Stampin' Up, same thing, for as little as $35 plus tax. That's it. And thus begins your demonstratorship. You can, again, you can do anything with it. You can just be your own, just purchase from yourself, and that's it. And you can do what I'm doing or any other combination of things. You get to choose how you use your Stampin' Up! Demonstratorship. But at the minimum, again, you can purchase one of two ways. You put anything you'd like into your starter kit, as long as it's current. It doesn't matter if it's last chance items, brand new, or pre-order. You get access to all of that when you put it in the starter kit. And you also get a past paper pumpkin and business supplies. If you don't want the business supplies, just give them to your team leader, okay? But they are for you if you want them. And then you belong to a huge crafty community of several thousand demonstrators across the 7 or 8 countries we're in. And you get to join into demonstrator-only events. Again, you get to pre-order things early. All sorts of Stampin' Up! Benefits that are only available to you when you are a demonstrator. And as I said, you will have 7 months to be able to shop with at least a 20% discount. And then if you've met the minimum, which is only $300 per quarter, then you get to move on to the next quarter with, again, at least 20% discount. The discount goes up from there based on the volume and the time and different things that happen. But at its core, you're shopping with a huge discount all the time and getting a demonstrator to be your team leader. So just choose someone that you enjoy. And, I guess I'd say, choose someone you enjoy, first of all. And then it kind of depends on if you would like to work it into a business, then you're going to want to choose someone probably who's already running a business. If you want to choose somebody that can help you with, doing stuff like this, you want to choose someone that has some knowledge in that. Okay. So again, I would love to talk with you about it. You can actually call me or text me, 208-830-6328. Not right this minute, of course, I'm busy. But you can call and ask me about it if you want. And I say the sooner the better. If you're going to place an order for $35 or more, why not just make it a demonstrator order? And it's kind of like just testing it out, but there's no risk because you get the product, you keep the product. Ooh, what do we want to do with this? This one's really solid. So I use this in one of these cards. I use this in this card. This is what this looks like. And so there's no coloring. This would actually be really great for multiples. And so you just have to decide, like, what's the color you want? Now, I had pulled Country Woods because remember I was thinking about keeping it neutral. So I love Country Woods. It's really fun. And I have all sorts of pieces of it in here. My goodness. I think I also have some paper that's retired in here too. The eyelet paper. Whoa, I have a full pack I haven't even used. Goodness gracious. Get on it, Lisa. There's so many colors in this, right? And so we could definitely use this as a background with some other color. Of course, I want to use a bright color, right? I do like this, maybe with pecan pie. And then we could emboss in gold. Why don't we do that? And then we will decide on ribbon and embellishments. It really gives us a very neutral palette, doesn't it? And we can also emboss on pecan pie. Oh, I like that. I like that better. But we're not making a pink card, not today. Lisa, I'm telling myself in my head, make at least 2 neutral cards. Now leave it alone. Deborah, were you going to ask me something? You just said what up here, but I don't know. Oh, Deborah says she knows when she started, it was so expensive. The kits that you got, that they just sent you. They sent you pre-designed starter kit. So that's why I feel like I really have to tell people a lot of the times, it's not pre-designed for you. If you want $99 worth of liquid glue, you can order that. Isn't that crazy? If you're like, I have so much stuff, I don't want any designer series paper, you don't have to have any. I would think that would be a huge mistake, but you don't have to have any if you don't want it. Okay? And so anyway, it's your choice. It's totally what you do with it is your choice. What you put in your starter kit is your choice. And who you choose to be your team leader is your choice. Okay, let's see here. Come on. Hi. That's going to be our card base. And so, okay, what did I do? Well, I can sum it up in probably a few words. I did my whole puzzle thing. Then I slipped in both days. It's been delightful. And yes, I still took a nap. I did. Don't pull that out either. And made some delicious soup. I'm going to make some sort of a pasta dish. I bought a bunch of things from Trader Joe's. So I watched this lady on YouTube. Her name's Nicole. We're friends. And the page is actually for all recipes. It's just all one word, all recipes. And Nicole makes the best recipes. And they always have little themes. And one of the themes was that she, trying to think and talk at the same time. It's not working out. She just went and got a bunch of frozen things at Trader Joe's. She was trying them all out. And so I did. I didn't buy everything she had because some of the things I already know I don't like. I feel like they're kind of hit and miss sometimes. But I grabbed a lot of things. And so I'm going to do something with pasta in a sauce and some shrimp. And of course, I'll be making my dogs their dinner. Oh gosh. After I cut this gold, you guys, I just remembered we have that warm oil. Where's that color? I know you're going to think I'm crazy if you don't know what I'm talking about, but it's called Earth and Toned Metallics. That's what I want. Earth and Toned Metallics. Look, so beautiful. 3 7/8. Is that 3 7/8? You have got to be kidding me. By 5 1/8. Ooh, it's a little short. Dang it. How'd that happen? Maybe it was like the end piece. I almost want to use 4. See, now this was my idea, like a really thin layer, but I almost want to use 4. Well, let's see. I think you're going to use 3 7/8, Lisa, because that's what you have this cut as. Let's see. Okay, let's try this out. Got my fingerprints on it, but that's okay. Ooh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Does this look sophisticated or what? Yes, it does. Sophisticated. So let's use this. You follow all recipes, Lisa? She's so cute. Nicole. She's just like, I don't know. Go watch her. Not now. Don't be silly. But after this, go watch her because I think you'll all think like I do. She could just be a friend of mine. She's got a slight southern accent, which helps me to perceive her as friendly. And that's just in my head. And anyway, she's a doll. I know, Corinne. I was just thinking, what can we punch out of the middle? Because you can do all sorts of things, but Corinne is right. Let me see. Let me grab some leaves and see if I can grab the ones I'm thinking of. I can't put a name to it, but it might be traditional Christmas or it might be Christmas greenery. Let me see. No. Amber autumn. Might be. Could use amber autumn. One moment here. I'm going to grab something and we're going to make some leaves out of it. Ooh. You know what might work, Corinne, is this one in the pretty florals. Let's cut that out. Let me see the size. I really feel like it's going to fit in there nicely. Okay, we're going to cut a couple of those out and use them on the front. Corinne, so smart. If nobody told you that today, you are. It is almost a crime to just use a full sheet of foil, isn't it? Even if you're just cutting the center out and using it on another project, take the textured notes dies or the perennial postage dies and then just cut the middle out of it if you don't know what you want to do with it. Okay. All right, so anyway, I'm going to make some dinner that way. And I'll probably do a little bit more work back here. I am going to kick off that email. I recorded the video earlier today to make the Nutcracker treat box. So that will be available to you. And I don't know, get ready for the week. Do my laundry as we talked about. I know, super exciting, right? And then I'm going to jet off to Paris. Oh, not really. Guys, I'm starting to think about retirement daily, which is really going to make the next 3 years super long. But I'll be able to say things like that, right? I can't jet off to Paris all the time or I'll run out of money in a couple of years. But I will be jetting off to Paris. And if I have to relax for a week when I come back, who cares? I will also be running my Stampin' Up! Business full time. Not just nights and weekends, running like a chicken with my head cut off all the time, but full time running like a chicken with my head cut off. And if you think I have lots of events and classes now, just wait until I go full time. Okay, that already is stunning, gorgeous, all the things. Okay, and then we have these two pieces that we will use to put into our wreath. I wish I had this color of embossing powder. Thanks, Lisa. So far, she loves the cards. So far, she loves the cards. She's holding out, I appreciate that. She can, then I feel like she's going to tell me the truth. She'll be like, I liked it until a certain part, and then I didn't like that. That is good to go. Okay, I'm going to place this like this, like so. And then again, we're going to choose one of those really cool sentiments, and you guys can help me decide what you would like to see. I'm going to put that right there. And while I'm grabbing the embossing powder, etc., you talk amongst yourselves about the sentiment for this card. Don't go radio silent on me now. Don't do it. Gold. Oh. We have copper. Let's try it. Let's try copper on the con, I guess. Hold it. Let me see. What kind of ribbon do we have? Maybe we want to use something based on the ribbon. We have this wonky stuff, which is really fun, but I'm afraid it's going to be too busy. Oh, it really kind of fades away. It's not busy enough. I'm shocked. Okay. We could use, oh, geez. I have most of the ribbons. I can't imagine I won't be able to find one. We could use basic beige. We could use, oh, there's that thin gold ribbon. We could use that. You know what I want to use is that gold weave, open weave ribbon, but it's on the last chance list and I'm out of it. So great. I don't know why. That is one where I'm like, I would fight to keep that ribbon on the in the original list. That open weave ribbon, you know what I'm talking about. We had it in both gold and silver. Why? Why you got to do me that way, Stampin' Up? Just leave it on. Leave it in the inventory. It's so gorgeous. I can't live without it. But I only work with current stuff. It's rough to be me. It's really rough. Okay, let's see here. What do we have? I don't want to go white. It's too stark. We might go basic beige. We might have to go basic beige. Now I know we can color ribbon too, but it's Sunday. Ooh, what about this? Is this, hey, is the gold striped ribbon still available? I think it is. The foil reminds you of copper clay. It does, doesn't it? I like. Now this, I'm going to color that with pecan pie ribbon, or pecan pie blend. This one is gold stripe ribbon 165599. Keep it in mind. You might want to add it to your starter kit. As I said, if you're placing an order of $35 or more this month, please don't be silly. Please don't make me hunt you down. You've got to just get it in a starter kit. I mean, it's perfect. Let's see here. I do have a square. Stylish shapes. I don't think it's big enough though. Let me see. Kind of. It's kind of big enough. It will fit nicely down there. Okay, let's try that. I don't want just plain. We can't just do plain. It's raining in Connecticut. What was raining here off and on? So we're twinsies, even though we're halfway across the country. Do you have lots of leaves turning in Connecticut right now? Has that passed or is now the prime time, Lisa? Inquiring minds want to know because I've never come east to see the foliage, but that's on my list too. And definitely I'll be doing that once I retire, if not before. If we have a Stampin' Up event in Connecticut, Lisa, won't that be so fun? I'll be out there. So as I was talking about demonstrators attending demonstrator-only events, oh, that's going to be really nice. The next one is in Long Beach, California. Can you say gorgeous? It's in March. And me and I hope my team is coming. You do, you know, that does cost you money, but it's a really great experience. It's just all of us together. So like everybody in the list here, Christy will go and I'll get to see Christy again. Christy, we need to meet for coffee or go to dinner this time or something, okay? Don't leave me hanging. Okay, I'm not going to use gold this time. I'm going to use the copper. And so let's, you know, thank you for your service to the gold. So this tray and the tweezers and the embossing buddy, maybe something else. That's what comes in the embossing additions kit. Oh yeah, probably a little paintbrush to do stuff like this. But this isn't the paintbrush. This is just one I've had forever. That's how I clean it out. Pretty particular around here. Okay, so first things first. We pounce this on our piece to be embossed because it helps to dry out any oils that have come from our hands or static, things like that. It helps to give you a really clean embossed image. So you don't have little spatters of the color anywhere else except for where you stamp. And then we use the Versamark. You got to make sure this is nice and juicy. So we do sell the ink pad itself as well as a refill. I believe the refill's been on back order for a while though. But gotta make sure you have it. Okay, nice. I'm trying to use firm, even pressure. And then you can actually see this because it's on that darker paper. So that's kind of fun. Okay, then as you're embossing, because you're working with heat and things that can melt, try to put stuff away. I'm guilty of not putting it away. But I'm also guilty of pouring embossing powder all over my desk. So there you go. Well, hello, Carolyn. Oh my goodness, Carolyn, you have a lovely question. Is there a tax consequence for orders placed as demonstrators? If you don't sell and use only for your own use, do you have to report anything, such as the discount? I am not at liberty to give tax advice here. But I'm not at liberty to give tax advice because everybody's instance is going to be different. Okay? So please do not rely on me for tax advice. Yes, I know what I do during the day, but everybody's instance is going to be different. Oh no, Lisa, no color because of a dry summer. Dang it. I hate hearing that. That's no good. That's no good at all. Oh, isn't this beautiful? This is the copper. So we sell the embossing powders in two multi-packs. A metallics pack with gold, copper, and silver. Wow. And then a neutrals pack with white, clear, and black. And so keep that in mind. Definitely keep it in mind for Christmas crafting. And oh gosh, well, that would be really overwhelming if I put it on the front. But look how nicely it fits in the back. Is this going to look like Christmas though? I don't know. I have to do something with it to make it Christmassy, don't you think? What? I guess this is where we're going to bring in like a different color of ribbon and embellishments. I think we better. Okay, let's see. Well, this gives us some freedom, doesn't it? Let's see. I really want to use, I could use these faceted snowflakes. These were what came in the current month's Jubilee class. Look how pretty Peacock is with this. But I don't think I have any ribbon. Let's see. Okay, well, let's try the gold. And let's color this pretty Peacock. Please. Okay, we can. Let's see. I need some grid paper. And I need my blend. And I'm going to use dark Pretty Peacock blend because this is so shimmery and see-through that it's not really going to lay down as much color as you think it will. It's not like coloring a tight weave ribbon. Okay, so let's just take a look. Let's just take a look. Ooh, it's gorge. Okay, so this is the paintbrush end of the Stampin Blend Dark. These are sold in packs of 2, a dark and a light for each color. And please don't forget that we have 10 different colors that are in neutrals. I used them a lot in the last couple of weeks. And we also have a bronze and ivory. And the only one that's sold single is the color lifter. And you got to have the color lifter. You've got to have like a couple because it works with everything. It's more of a technique type marker to lighten or add texture to certain things. And so you need that. Hey, this is gorgeous. Came off a little weird on the camera, but trust me, it's gorgeous. Brown with Pretty Peacock. And we're gonna do Christie's prescribed bow hack, if you will, of just wrapping this around and then putting it on. Okay, did we decide on a sentiment? It could very easily be a Thanksgiving card. Absolutely. Yeah, it could. It doesn't have to be Christmas. I know this stuff's Christmas, but okay, what do we like? What do we like? I'm just going to go on what size, you know what I mean, the size and shape, unless you guys have strong feelings about some things. Tidings of Christmas and joy. This tidings of joy this Christmas season. That is kind of nice. And we could put it on a circle and have the circle kind of out here. Let's see. We'll just stick with stylish shapes. I don't want to get too crazy. Will this work? Ooh, that would work. And color. Now we have a color decision, don't we? I still have that angry face up there. Now, what was that about? Maybe I said something I was complaining about, and then somebody put an angry face. That's what I'm going to say. No, Sherry, you're live. Sherry, you're live. Hello. It's nice to see you. Yeah, I'm still rattling on. It's 5:30. Come on, girl, get off the horn. These people want to go have dinner. Should I try vanilla again? It's gonna have pretty oh, we could try pretty peacock. Let me just see it. Let's just see what it looks like. That is quite pretty peacock. I'll cut two. I'll cut one in pretty peacock and one in vanilla, and then we'll decide. Okay. It's quick and easy. So yes, Saturday really was all about the dogs. You know, we slept in, we had coffee, and we watched Ree Drummond, the Pioneer Woman, and we sat on the couch and looked outside. I mean, we all did this, okay? And then I decided I needed to run some errands, just a little bit. So I walked them first. I did do that. And then we packed up the car and we headed out to Beverly, downtown Boise, and went through the car wash. Super exciting. A little scary for two of us, but they held their own. And rolled around. And I love this time of year because they're comfortable in the car. You know, it wasn't even 60 degrees. So they are comfortably in the car. And Cash does not want to get in the car. Well, I mean, he doesn't want, you know, when I say the magic words, he doesn't come running like he used to. But he will go. Okay, there is our pretty peacock, and there is our vanilla. I really don't want to bring that vanilla in. And yes, Corinne, I heat emboss the pretty peacock. Be very nice. Do you want me to heat emboss with copper? I can heat emboss with pretty peacock, but I think it'll be really dark. Let's do that, because then we can bring more copper over. I know. I said I was going to let you go, but I'm not going to let you go yet. You've got to watch me heat emboss this. We're on the heat emboss day. I think that's one thing that's probably gave all of us the paper crafting bug was heat embossing, right? I mean, it's just so fun. So, pounce. And let's get this back in. And where's my chamois? Make sure to add a chamois to your starter kit. You've been down for oh my gosh. You've been down with 2 weeks with shingles, Sherry. Dang it, that stuff's so medieval and mean. I hate it. Probably another 4 weeks. I'm so sorry. I had what was a mild case of that, and it irritated me to no end. Irritated, I tell you. And I still, to this day, sadly, I know I have some nerve damage on my back because there's a spot that itches every day. It's like, okay, well, that's fun. I look like a real nut. It doesn't help. Let's just say that. It doesn't help me look cool. But I hope you get over it fully and don't have to deal with it again. I was actually halfway through my vaccinations when I caught the shingles or was afflicted. But I was also in a very, very stressful point of time with my other chronic illness. And as they so kindly told me once I got shingles, stress really activates it. And I thought, okay, A, there's nothing I can do. That's how I'm built. And B, not really something you should be telling somebody once they have shingles. Like, thanks for nothing. Anyway, just, they're giving out information, but I hope it just gets over quickly and leaves your body. Wow, this copper on Pretty Peacock. Lisa, my dogs are Havanese, which, if you're not familiar with that, it's a breed that was from Cuba and came out of Cuba during their Cuban Revolution. And they are largely the same dogs, I am told by breeders and the internet. And anyway, they look like Shih Tzus, but they don't have pushed-in faces. And they have drop coats. My guys have puppy cuts. And their names are Tango and Cash. And they are wild. And they're 13 and a half. And so they're not as wild as they were, but they're still wild. Okay, you could nestle this into there. Okay, it looks great that way too. I'm going to take those off for a minute. They're distracting. But I do want to put this more like towards the outside of this. You could also emboss that twice and kind of overlay it as a full wreath and then put something up on dimensionals. Ooh, we could do that. I kind of think I should do that now. Put it up on dimensionals. What do you think? I think it'll look good. Now that I kind of nestled it in there. Karen says pretty, so I'm going to go with it. And surgical supplies. I need my dimensionals. This is where I need one of you to be here with me. I can be like, and pass me the dimensionals. It'd be so nice to be a team demonstrator with somebody. I should get my mom to come over here. Yeah, like she'd rather poke her eye out than paper craft. She will do it a little bit, but only to support me. Okay, like it's not for everybody. And this is a woman who likes to go, go, go. And so sitting and crafting, no. Okay, let's bring our altered ribbon in and see if we're going to like it over here. And I'm probably just going to tie it. Yeah. Ooh, I love this. It's all, nothing's too loud, but it's all working together. And we still have some color because, and then see, that's what it looks like on the back when you die cut out of the middle. And like, no one knows except us. Okay. Let me bring this where I think I want it to be, and kind of just using the front as a guide. There were some lines in that wood design. Oh, I gotta watch my trash TV. Sister Wives is on tonight. Really kind of losing interest, let's be honest. But you gotta stick with it. Although I will say, after like 20 years of watching The Real Housewives, several different enterprises, I might add, really just losing steam for that. I'm seeing how stupid it really is. And Finally, it only took me 20 years. Oh, you have a Shih Tzu. Okay, what's your dog's name, Lisa? Then you can look up, Havanese, but you'll see them as well. You can look them up on any of my pages. But if you go to, I know you're already a demonstrator, but if you go to my Join the Zoo Crew page, I have pictures of them at the bottom. You'll know them because it says my roommates. Okay, let's see. And this guy. Okay. Working good. This is not what I would normally make into a Christmas card at all. But that's kind of why I like it, right? Okay, then this. Gorge. We need another layer. This is Christmas card after all. We can do all sorts of layers. You can also, don't forget about our black dimensionals. Those work. Am I out? No. Don't be silly. I'm not out, but I'm ready for a new sheet, I guess. Here they are. Okay, so you get 300 when you purchase these. I feel like it's $5.75, $5. How do I not know the price? I don't know the price because I shop with a tremendous discount and volume rebate. So, I don't know all the time. That's why I can put so much into my kits and keep the price as reasonable as possible because we've got some good classes coming up. I did just finish the Zubilee class for October. It's featuring the branching out, and I'm actually going to do a little video and show you what the kit looks like and what you get in the kit. I'm going to do that after the current attendees receive their product, but I want you guys to know what's included in that online class because I love it so, and I want you to be in the know. So if you would like to purchase it, and either as a 1-month kit or as a club member, then you can. Oh, you have 3. Abby, Patty O'Malley, and Ellie. I love it. Lisa, I need to see them. They sound adorable, and I'm sure they're full of personality. Okay. Ooh, do I want a bow? I don't know. Now that I tied it, this ribbon doesn't have a ton of volume, and so it's kind of like, ooh, I kind of feel like it should be a bow now. It's Christy Gridley's problem. This is your fault, Christy. You have me on the side over here. I don't know what I'm doing. Not really. I do this all the time. Abby, Patty O'Malley, and Ellie. I love it. That's so adorable. You know, when I was looking at my dogs so many years ago, I originally wanted, or I thought I wanted to get 2 French bulldogs. Then I decided they were too unhealthy as a breed. And but they are adorable. And anyway, I was going to name them like Herb and Maud or something really, really old fashioned. I can't even remember now. I was so stuck on it. And but yeah, when I got I got 2 boys because there were 3 boys in Tango and Cash's litter. Preston was the 3rd. He stayed with the breeder. And anyway, so then I just wanted to pick out names that were a duo, but that sounded different so that when I called them, I didn't get them as mixed up as I do now. And of course I call them both of the names all the time. So they don't know who's coming or going. They know if my mouth opens, there's probably going to be some snacks involved, so they come running. That's it though. Okay, I think I'll let that just flop over. And then we need to color a little bit more on this one side. Though it looks a little odd. I may rework it before I take its photo, Mr. DeMille. But I'm not so sure about this. Oops, that's not going to work. Yeah, I'm not so sure about the bow, but I really like the ribbon. Is there a way? Should I have this thing on the other side? I don't know. Let's just take that off because it's kind of ugly. Just going to tell you right now. Okay, it's taking away from all the pretty stuff. And then, do we want this, or is this just kind of a, it's too much of an afterthought? Yeah, I don't think so after all that. Patty lost his eye this summer. Oh gosh. Well, that's horrible, but I'm glad he has two friends to help him out. Jeez, Louise. My guys cough. They have old man coughs, and you know, they are 13 and a half. But pretty healthy breed all in all. So I really like that. Okay, this I think is really cool. It is not a Christmas card I would normally make, but I think it's a Christmas card that I need to have in my stash. Because I really do like having cards that reflect the person I'm sending them to. Okay, everybody, that was pretty fun. Yes. Oh, two very different cards with one cute stamp set, joyful tidings, and then we just grab things in our stash. We talked about how to, if you came on late, we talked about what's going on over here. Whoa, mama. We talked about how to prepare the new stamp packaging to so it's really easy to read the stamps and put them back in place. So if you missed that at the beginning, go back and check it out. I know, so cute, right? And anyway, so give this stamp set, like it's $22. Give it a try if you haven't looked at it. I've just given you two ideas for using product that you probably already have in your stash. And I'm sure you can come up with millions of different ways. So I would love to have you as a customer, love to have you as a fellow team member. Please take a look at that starter kit. It doesn't really get much better than that, okay? And thank you all so much for being my friendly viewers. Again, whether you are live or on replay, I thank you so much for being a supporter of the Stamping Zoo. It really does help me just stay motivated and keep going. The crafting motivates me for sure, but talking with you, that's real inspiration to me. So thank you so much. Have a great week. I'll see you again on Thursday. Okay, until then, stay safe and I'll see you soon.